Welcome to Vote and Voice, where we unpack politics together. Today, we're exploring why so many people feel disconnected from their politicians and why that feeling seems especially strong for younger generations. One major reason is age. So, in the US, most elected officials are from older generations, such as like Gen X, baby boomers, and even a small minority of the silent generation. The median age in Congress alone is like around 60 years, which is decades older than the average voter. What this age gap shows is that younger people often have very different priorities and experiences that older generations may have experienced differently, but the younger ones see a world more shaped by activism, both from the digital realities, the rising cost of living, climate change, evolving social norms. I mean, these are big things that make laws so out of touch and ignoring the realities. And this is not like a debate about like liberals or conservatives or other ideologies, but this is more about humanity itself. But even not just the USA, like globally, we've seen like our democracies face a similar generational divide, such as Europe, Asia, and Latin America. I mean, politics is dominated by older generations, and that's just a fact. Even when these policies affects young people the most, they're usually rarely in positions to directly influence decision making. But it's not just about age, but also the political style and communication play a role too. So, because politicians are also perceived as formal, scripted, and distant, because the town hall speeches and campaign messaging feel more performative rather than authentic, and social media offers a glimpse of that connection. Younger voters often feel that what they see is overly polished and not even reflects their concerns at all. Representation is also another factor, and what people want to see in themselves is reflected in leadership because what young people see is a system dominated by older leaders, which can give a signal indirectly saying, oh, your voice matters less, and these older leaders are getting the benefit of their own. We might not even care about our governments anymore, whether we are in a democracy or it just feels like we lack trust in institutions, and we're less likely to even trust our government, even local authorities, Congress, federal government, whatever it is. Like they worry the policies enacted don't address the real realities or long-term crises they will face. So another thing that makes this very concerning to me is like the media. So like these headlines involve like conflicts, scandals, or polarization of videos, all beyond constructive debate. So, yes, they see political news as negative, irrelevant, and they notice that politicians focus on issues that resonate with older voters like retirement funds, property taxes, healthcare for seniors, while student debt, affordable housing, or climate policy can get less attraction in some ways. And it feels like the challenges are so biased in that sense. So, what does disconnect look like in everyday life? So, young voters may feel unheard at the ballot box, frustrated on social media, isolated in discussions, because, that's what makes politics toxic. It's just a fact of how we see it because we just believe in certain things that make us feel frustrated when we're challenged. So, they may start to lose touch in voting because they don't know if their voting truly matters, especially in the US, like with the plurality voting. It's easy to feel like their vote doesn't matter because it's just one. Some, some might turn to activism outside traditional politics and might be anti-politics in general, like could be like climate marches or online campaigns because those channels feel more responsive. Seems like there's going to be some sort of hypothetically international anarchy, which we might see due to the lack of trust in government. That is definitely one reason why I might focus more on the anarchy side. But after all of this, there is hope, and awareness is a big part of this decade. This can lead to more targeted participation, especially with the social media. Like it is way more easier to focus on a true target audience for, like people who want to get involved in these communities. And for example, like young voters can organize, run for office, advocate for generational issues more strategically. So it's to recognize the disconnect, which is the key. So as we've seen today, to conclude all of this, the age difference in politics is a major reason for the feeling of the distance and why we have distrust in government because they don't understand us. All they know is just what they think. And this can be intertwined with representation, communication, media, and policy priorities. And yes, politics may feel out of reach sometimes, especially for younger generations. Understanding the dynamics behind that feeling is the step toward engagement. Thank you for listening to this episode of Vote and Voice. Remember, politics isn't just about policies, it's about people, experiences, and the conversations that connect us across generations.